Howdy guys, how's it going? So we are out here on a very windy day. We're getting anywhere from 20 to 30 mile per hour wind gust, which, you know, compared to some places might not seem like a lot, but whenever you're in dense woodland areas, it can be, you know, a bit more dangerous, because you got to be really aware of the trees and the type of soil conditions and, you know, what's going on above you. I've got done with about 2 to 3 days of solid rain, so that's another thing when it comes to soil conditions. You know, the ground can be, if it's very saturated, that causes soil to be loose, and trees and stuff can, you know, tip over a lot easier. That's why I come here, because this is a very dense pine stand. You'll see there's plenty of instances where some of these have blown over, but where this is a very young growth, it's pretty easy to, you know, tell what's going on around you, and it does kind of block the wind way better. Now, coming out here today to try a brand new hooped bivvy. Set it up in the backyard, left it set up for 3 to 5 days, can't quite remember, let it get rained on, but it's the SNUGPAK Stratosphere hooped bivvy. Really excited to finally get out here. The temperature for tonight is going to be getting down to around 32 degrees. Yeah, got a couple new cool clothing things that I want to share with you as far as camo and gear and stuff goes that we're going to be testing out. But first things first, let's take and get our chair set up, and then we can be a lot more comfortable. Oh, so nice. And there we have it. Since our shelter system was so small, compact, and light, I did bring one of my 6 a.m. outdoor tarps. You know, it's ultralight, it's really large, just in case I needed to make a shelter to get out of the wind. Like, we're clear for rain for the next like 5 to 7 days, so not worried about that. Plus, got a poncho. I've got my Vertex Outdoor Arizona bag, with it only getting down to 32 degrees inside a bivvy, and then I brought an Appalachian Gear 100% wool hoodie. We're going to be more than toasty warm tonight. You know, once we get our sleeping pad and like everything situated inside the bivvy. I took and made a DIY fire tin, which I hadn't made one of those in probably 4 or 5 years, and that's what we're going to be using as our cooking source, because it doesn't start today, but within within 2 days, you know, there'll be a fire ban in my state, and, you know, just using stoves and things of that nature is what we're kind of going to have to be going for, even though we're going to be doing some overnighters here in the upcoming weeks with it getting down in the 20s, but that's what we use sleeping bags. We can have fire after 4 p.m. Like, it's kind of a weird system, because that also is kind of when it tends to get windier in certain areas, but, you know, especially with this being videoed, we're going to adhere by all of those laws and rules and such. So now let's go ahead and address a few things I'm sure a lot of you guys are already asking yourselves. And, you know, just do a little bit of a quick gear rundown. So we are using a lot of tried and true things on this, as well as getting things out for the very first time. So Wise Sport 55-liter reindeer backpack, we have been using that now for, I think, just at around a year, if not just a little bit over a year. Things still rock and rolling solid. Got a Rhino Rescue IFAK on the front. Now in terms of clothing, that's probably what a lot of you guys are have questions about. So this right here is a branded Kedora jacket. You know, as always, I'll have I have links down to the gear in the description for anybody wanting to check it out. This thing right here it's dope. Tons of pockets, got molly webbing on it. I got a new knife I'm testing out. This is a CV knife. The exact model name escapes me at the moment. But the very first thing I thought about whenever I seen this jacket was the fact that I could carry fixed blades in this position. Sheath has phenomenal retention. Because I'm somebody, I don't like wearing neck knives. Not because like, I don't think it's dangerous or anything. I just don't like having things dangling around my neck area. Just I don't like it. But I do like having it in the vertical carry position. And so this is right here on my chest, easy to get to, very, very nice. So any of my knives that have the MOLLE capable clip on the back, excuse me, you know, I can carry on that. I plan on putting a shot shell pouch here for squirrel and rabbit hunt, which we'll be getting to, because I got the old Rotate shotgun out with me, just cause, you know, still field testing that, so I'll just be carrying that with me for the sake of getting it out in the elements. And yeah, this jacket has tons of pockets on it. Unless you're huge into like military stuff and just different types of camouflage, this camouflage pant here, you might not have never seen this before, because I'm sure I've seen it just in passing, but never paid attention to it. But this pair of pants right here, this is its first actual outing. I've been wearing them just around the house, wore them to town. But these pants are from Fire Force Ventures, and it's like one of their newer pants they've come out with, like one of their new combat pants in terms of this pattern. But this is a West German Suptarn. I think that's right. But whenever I've seen this camo, I really liked it. Here in the past few months, I've just kind of been into trying out different camouflage. I've just enjoyed wearing different ones, just I don't know, just for the fun of it. Like after I found out how dope Greek lizard looked and how well it kind of, you know, blended into my environment, just kind of really put me in the mood to start trying out different camouflages. And I gotta say, this one right here, if you can't tell about like off the video, sometimes it messes with the color, saturation, contrast, all of that stuff. But this blends in very, very well with this like fall foliage. So yeah, these pants are dope. We'll look at those, you know, more, but they're a little bit more technically upgraded than just like your run-of-the-mill combat pants. You know, still it's got your two large cargo pockets, but it's got like a singular Canadian style button on it. You know, nice flat cut pockets, which is something I really, really love, because, you know, whenever you're out in the woods hiking and stuff and you sit down, you're squatting and all this, you don't want like really slanted standard pockets, because crap will fall out. So plus, even though it wasn't planned, I think these pants and this jacket complement each other very, very well. And on the hike in, I tried to get some like footage of me coming in, but the wind, like the areas I was cutting through, the wind was just blasting me. So if the audio ended up sounding like dog doo-doo, then I probably didn't put that in. But just have on like a moisture wicking long sleeve shirt underneath this jacket. And that, my friends, is a really good example of how windy it is. That gust just went and blew y'all right over. And using our DIY fire tin that I made to boil our water for our meal and to make a cup of some peppermint tea here in a short bit, we're going to kind of have to figure something out, because it's not going to be very wind resistant, and I don't have any screen. So I'm thinking about, I got a titanium trowel with me, so I'm going to try to find a good spot to where I can kind of dig a hole. And this area doesn't have, believe it or not, it's really surprising, but any of the rocks that are around here are very, very hard to see because they're covered in so much of this pine duff. So I might have to make somewhat of like a wooden V or something around it. But really glad to have all y'all along. I hope y'all watch till the end. It's time for another good old fun overnighter. So I actually took and had a last minute idea. This is my Campcraft Outdoor wax canvas gun cover that I packed along so I could put my shotgun in it. But due to the nature of wax canvas, where it's got a little bit of stiffness to it, we can actually make a decent wind block. So yeah, this right here is my fire tin. These things are very, very simple. You just cut yourself some cardboard, curl it up inside whatever your metal container is, and then you just melt wax, pour it over it, and it turns you into a little fire tin. The cardboard soaks up the wax, and yeah, it just burns pretty efficiently. Now, I'm not quite sure. I wanted a smaller tin, but I didn't have one. So I got to figure out how exactly I'm going to go about doing this and having a platform or a way to raise my canteen cup off of the flame a bit, because that right there might be too wide. But if anything, we can just kind of bring it up to this one corner. They can utilize, I actually stuck a lighter in this arm pocket here, because these right here do take a second to light. With these windy conditions, it's going to be even worse. Took and found a little dry pine cone, and I lit it on fire right there in the center, and that seems to be doing a decent job at actually getting things going. So but anyways, that is what a DIY fire tin looks like. And I don't want to get this, I don't want to have this too close to the wax canvas because I don't want the wax to melt. But I think now that we got it going, I'm kind of curious to see how well that'll hold its own. But I got 2 tea bags here. We'll have 2 tea bags, I should say. Ouch. Just get that to stay where it's at. Well, now one thing that I'm really happy about is this thing is a lot more windproof once it gets going than I last remembered. So that might have something to do where this is a much larger tin, but our water is heated up nicely, and then all we got to do, well, just managed to get some dirt in there, but just snuff it out and it will be ready for later. Tea bags down in there. So just some nice peppermint tea. Oh. Oh yes, that right there is a very good cup of tea. I don't know, just kind of like coats your throat, soothes your throat, opens up your sinuses a bit. Just an all-around winner. Rocking with the SNUGPAK base camp, and I brought my flex tail pump. stuff in the bottom. This is our Vertex Arizona bag. It's like this bivvy does have more clearance than it looks, and there's a good section down there at the foot box where I could probably fit my backpack down there to lift the bag up a bit once most of the components are taken out of it. I just wanted to go ahead and get my bedding and stuff situated so I don't have to screw with it in the dark. And then I'm going to zip in the bug head net area here, and we're going to leave that open for ventilation, just because you got to take advantage and enjoy that crisp, cool air. Now this Arizona bag, and in case you're new, it has its own face bug net that you can use, so you can use this as like a standalone sleeping bag. But I'm going to button that back up into the hood space here. We don't need that since we got the bivvy. But I think more sleeping bags should really go with this built-in face net to where you can completely seal it off, because even with certain winter bags, because depending on where you're at, like what type of area and what type of insects, some of them do stay crawling around even once it starts to get pretty dang cold. That. But there is our beautiful, super cozy looking sleep system. Alrighty guys, it is time to get some water boiling so that we can have ourselves a nice hot meal. It was so windy, I just decided to wait because I looked at the weather, and it was showing that the wind was supposed to subside not too long after it got dark. So here we are. I took and threw on the Appalachian wool hoodie, and I gotta say, it is colder than it was supposed to be. We're sitting right about 30 degrees. Like, as long as I'm moving that wool the wool hoodie and this jacket is fine. But like, if you just stayed stationary for too long, you're going to probably start to feel a bit cold. Let's not have that much. That should be good. And without the wind blowing, this tin right here gives off a pretty good amount of heat, believe it or not. Let's see if we can get our thing a little bit more centered here without tipping it over. But our fine dining tonight is going to consist of a ReadyWise noodles and beef in Mountain High mushroom sauce. So I have not tried this one, but looking forward to it. And having a belly full of food really does go a long way in making you feel nice and warmed up. Alrighty, got a nice little bowl go in there. So, I mean, yeah, this fire tin is a very viable option to use as a stove. Where this one has these noodles, it could take just a little bit longer to rehydrate, in my experience. Oh, and that right there is exactly what I was wanting. So this looks and smells very, very good, and exactly what you need in your belly on a cold night. So let's go over here and give her a go. So yeah, I'm still letting that fire tin burn right now. It's a good place to kind of warm your hands up, and I'm just kind of wanting a rough idea of just how long that thing can burn. Oh dang, that right there is very good. Noodles, rehydrated, they're very, very tender. Where they went with small pieces of beef, they rehydrated very well. Yep, right there, that's another winner. I'm going to take and enjoy this, and I'm going to get back with y'all whenever it is time to hit the hay. Alrighty guys, it is time to crawl in the sack here. I'm going to take my jacket and shove it down at the foot end here, and that's going to kind of lift the bivvy a bit, since this jacket's, you know, that stiff material. Oh, I didn't notice, but the zipper on this sleeping bag is on the other side, but that's no big deal. And then this right here is a possum pouch from, I think it's, yeah, Hide Lab Leather Works, and that's what I had my cook stuff in and my food. But I'm gonna take and just cap that over the top of my boots like so. That'll keep them from getting crap inside of it. So I was really happy the zipper on this thing seems to be pretty smooth. So yeah, even with the large sleeping pad in here, or you know, mat, and then having my head elevated on this pillow, that kind of puts me right here at this vent, which is what I want. So yeah guys, I'm just going to take and get nice and comfy and cozy in here, and I will talk to y'all fine individuals in the morning. Well, good morning, guys. How's it going? Last night was an extremely comfortable night's sleep. This SNUGPAK blow-up sleeping pad is just so comfortable to sleep on. Yeah, the bivvy did great. Where I had my face right at the opening, there was no condensation. It really formed inside of the bivvy from what I can tell. Yeah, the Vertex sleeping bag done very well. I mean, this is the Arizona bag. Probably would have been a better idea to bring the Montana Vertex bag, or even the SNUGPAK bag, because I think it got down to about 28, 29 degrees. Like, the only thing that got kind of cold was my feet. And I had my electric split apart hand warmer with me, so I just split off one half of that and turned it on low, put it at my feet. And then, I mean, after about 15 minutes of that, it was kind of too warm, so I just turned it off and, kind of rode that out because it trapped the heat very well. And yeah, upper body was fine because I'm somebody, like, I like sleeping with it really cold. And so, yeah, like with this APCO gear hoodie, I was right as rain. I was thinking, I'm going to see if SNUGPAK makes a footprint for this, because I know they make footprints for their tents. That way I wouldn't have to carry this large emergency space blanket that's underneath me. But between that and my pad, whatever the R value on this pad is, it was plenty fine for last night. Guys, I'm just going to take and get things packed up and head out. As always, really appreciate taking time to watch the video. Please make sure you hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you hadn't already, share the channel with your friends, family, that enjoys good old outdoor activities and gear. If you are somebody that is interested in any of the stuff that I've used in this video, I always try to link to everything that is still available on the interwebs down in the description box below. If you have any questions, suggestions, just whatever it is, feel free to put it down in the comment section below, and I try to respond to everybody. And yeah, guys, with all that said, until the next one, adios.